Hi, I'm Niklas Ekstedt, chef and restaurateur from Stockholm, Sweden, and I'll be cooking a signature dish from my restaurants in London and Stockholm. So this is a flatbread with venison heart in cast iron with lingonberries and allspice butter. This dish means so much to me because it's kind of like my first childhood memory from when I was a kid. So I used to go hunting with my dad, and we used to hunt elk. And when they shot the moose, the first dish, the first food that came out of the animal was the offals, the heart. When you eat game, kind of like the offals is the first thing you can eat because the rest of the meat needs to be hung, and you have to wait for it. This you can eat immediately. And so what we used to do on these hunts, we used to take the heart and then just cook it over the fire and then eat it with this very traditional Swedish flatbread called tunnbröd, which I will be cooking in the oven as well. If you can't find game meat or game offals, you can do this with beef as well. So just chop up some beef and do it with this. Or if you want to do a vegetarian version of it, you can just do it with only mushrooms. So these are some mushrooms and shallots that will be going with the heart. Heart is a great offal, I think, because it's not at all like liver or kidney. It's a muscle, so it's more like beef. It doesn't have that difficult flavors. It's first time eating offals. I think this is a great way to start getting used to it. We're gonna have some parsley with this as well. So these are the ingredients that I'll be needing for this sizzling heart. So the cast iron pan will come out of the oven and I will add these ingredients. So it's the venison heart, shallots, chopped mushrooms, parsley, lingonberries, and allspice butter. And the allspice butter is just allspice mixed up with butter. So very easy, simple. So with the venison heart, I will be doing a very traditional Swedish flatbread, tunnbröd. And I think that all food cultures have some type of flatbread, always equally as delicious. You know, a taco from Mexico or a pizza from Italy, or, I grew up on Swedish flatbread. And my kids get it every morning now for breakfast. So the great thing with Swedish flatbread is the crispy one, that Sweden is so famous for its crispy flatbreads. It's just the same dough. It's the same recipe and you make it the same way. It's just that the hard one, you just let it dry, and the fresh one, you either wrap it with plastic or eat it straight away. The best is just to eat it straight from the oven, of course. When I do this for my kids, I say it's Swedish tacos. So it's a very, very easy dough recipe. It's rye, wheat flour, and water and salt, and you just let it rest overnight. You really don't need to use any racers here, so no sourdough or yeast in this recipe. And then I'll just cook it in the oven. You have to use your imagination. Imagine you're in Sweden, big fire, birch fire going on. You got the pan in the middle of the fire, there's a little bit of snow, it's spring, the sun is shining. My memory is allspice butter. The pan's been in the oven for like 45 minutes. So a little shallot, some mushrooms, and the heart. So it's cool to do this on the table as well. If you're not outdoors, you can just do this by the guests. Lingonberries you can get at IKEA, or you can use cranberries if you can't get lingonberries. Okay, so that's it. And if you want the full recipe, you can go to gozney.com. Caitlin, you want to taste? Yeah. Swedish tacos. So you just eat it like a taco. So you just, like that, yeah. And then just, it's warm. Too hot?
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good, huh? Have you had a heart before?
No. What are these?
Lingonberries. It's this national thing. Everyone goes out and picks them. So every mom in Sweden goes out and picks the lingonberries for the rest of the year. And then you either put them in sugar or you freeze them raw. And then we have them every day, either porridge or with meatballs or...
That's so cool.
Yeah,
a bit like, have you heard about our blackberry picking?
Maybe you can do this with blackberries now.
These are really good. So blackberry picking, have you heard? They're just on all the bushes, like down all the country roads, blackberries. Yeah. They come into season once a year.
Yeah.
And there's a game called Chubby Bunnies that all kids in England play. Would you say all kids in England play?
No, because I've never played it.